Good morning, folks. It's Bill from Little White Dory, and I thought I'd give an update. I haven't done one in a while, so here we go. First project I have going on today is we're making some bacon. We found that the local BJ's Wholesale, one of them, not all of them, carries pork belly, and not a bad price. I mean, it was $2.99 a pound, and we bought 2 packs of it. So that's what you see here is about, I think it's about 9.5 pounds. Total, 2 packages of 2 bellies, and it has been brined now for, I think we're talking about 10 to 12 days, I forget, in a salt, sugar, maple syrup, and a little Tenderquick, like a teaspoon of Tenderquick. So it is now sitting drying. They say it's growing a pellicle, which is like a little slimy, shiny side to it. You can see it here. It just gets a little wet, and then that evaporates a little bit. It draws a little of the moisture out, I guess. And then I'll put probably 1 coating of maple syrup on that, and it'll go out into the smoker. So let's see, we got some more projects outside. Head out. And the first thing that's going to be known, and you'll probably start hearing it in a few seconds, is the sound of our new additions to our flock. We finally got use for the chicken tractor. It's working out great. I have on order another tarp just to cover it a little bit better. But we have in here 5 baby chicks that we bought when we were on our way home from a vacation up in Vermont. And they are known as Black Asian. They're doing really well. They're growing like crazy. They're energetic, they're happy, they run and play. It's amazing how they know all the things they know. I think we're about to see one figure out a dust bath. Let's see if I can find them in view. They've been playing around a little bit of dust. Some of them have been doing dust baths. Some of them have tried to figure out when can you fly, where you can't fly. I built this little jungle gym for them only last night, and already they're jumping up to the top and figuring out that they've got wings. So we're excited. We're hoping that these girls all come through healthy and happy. They all seem in good shape. And we've got our setup here that we basically learned from Al Lumna. We have his water system with a bucket and sort of an automatic float feeder, a waterer, a turbo feeder, which they're loving. I just put a cover on it because they seem to climb in there a lot, and it just keeps the poop out of it a little bit. We ultimately don't know what color these girls are going to be. This one coming to me right now has got some brown showing up. I mean, by the name Black Asian, you'd think that, or Asian Black Asian, I forget what they call it. Oh no, don't poop in the sand. Too bad. So, we'll see. We look forward to that. We'll have more updates on them as they come along. Right now they're about 3 weeks old, I would say. We got some stuff growing over here. My grapes have peaked out. They're just tremendous, and they're yummy, and the birds haven't gotten them yet. Oh, that is good. We have our sunflowers and our little rock garden that we put together this spring. We're really happy with the way this turned out. And you can see we put this canopy up to get a little more shade. Come around this side. Our gladiolas are just about done. I think I got to get some water on these girls. It's getting hot. Got a rose bush over here we planted. Everything seems to be doing well. Let's take a walk to the back. Say hello to the other girls. See what they've been up to. Let's take a look. It's probably early for an egg, but you never know. Oh, this one I closed. I wanted to get them to use this one, and nothing yet. A little early. I think they've been on an afternoon schedule. We're getting a lot of feathers, so I guess some girls are starting to molt. Hey, girls. Hey, girls. As I see a squirrel scurrying. Hello, ladies. How's it going? Where's the white one? Huh? Oh, there you are. So, you got our butternut squash. We've got tomatoes coming out of our ears. And I'm actually seeing right now a little cucumber. I didn't see a lot of cucumbers come this year. We've got our 3 beds pulled. All the kale came out. We still have our carrots growing. But these are getting set up now for fall. And the girls have been going through it and picking it free of bugs and roots and other things. The experimental garden here, I mean, talk about out of control with tomatoes. It is just, they're just enormous. They are so tasty. It is so easy to just come out here and do this. See, one. It is so good. A warm tomato from the garden there's nothing better. We've got tons of them. Huge tons of tomatoes, and I have to admit that I didn't put too much effort in to keeping them pruned. Now, this was supposed to be a new garden with asparagus and strawberries. And all I can see is this. And I believe that these are the asparagus. I think they're just very delicate. And I wish that more than 2 of them would have popped up. I don't know if it's because they're early for this year, or late for this year, but early for next year, or if they'll come through. But the tomatoes, Look at tomatoes the sizes of bowling balls in here. Look at this. These are just amazing. I'm so happy about these tomatoes. Unfortunately, my dad, who loves tomatoes, and is the inspiration for me to grow a tomato, is stuck down in Florida. He's recovering from a fall. He broke a hip, replaced a hip, broke another hip, replaced another hip, all kinds of problems. And he's not up here to have them with me, unfortunately. So our rose bushes that we planted are doing well. We've got some marigolds. They're coming in a little late, but they're huge. And the butternut squash that we're going to have a plethora of. You can see here's a nice size one right in there. Hello, chickens. You going to follow me around? Did you guys get a lot of crickets this morning? I let you out early. It is cricket season officially here in Long Island. We've got coming up over here. Let's see. I've been just keeping the weeds down back here. We had a volunteer tomato plant, which is doing exceptionally well, like I needed more tomatoes. And look at that. I think I'm going to get a little cilantro. I kind of had given up. All I need is one. I'll be happy. My lilac is doing well. I built these 2 string bean towers, I call them. And they're basically lattice wood that has some string bean plants growing in there. And what we'll do is we'll take these things down in total, the whole thing, when I feel like they're full. And we'll just pick out the string beans and probably parboil them and make them for a winter store. More butternut squash down here. More roses. We've got, all right, so I'm 6 foot tall and I'm looking straight ahead now. If I tilt up at about 10 feet, at least 10 feet, I have some sunflowers that are doing amazing. Can't wait to see them when they come down. Got more of them over here. And you have to excuse me, I gotta take another bite of my tomato before I give it to the girls. Oh, this is so good. They do like tomatoes. And if they get out, they go right to the tomatoes. I think they're going to pick that apart. I thought chickens weren't supposed to like tomatoes, but clearly they do. What's the matter, Luna? You don't want any? I mean, they just go to town on this. And if I let them out, and they get out occasionally, that's their new go-to place, my tomato garden. So we have this big volunteer. Oh, look at that. I see one more fruit. Now I have a reason to go in. Now, I don't know what it is. If it's a round zucchini, or if it's a mix of some sort. But I've been waiting. Now I see a second one. We picked one because I didn't know what it was going to be. So maybe that's a pumpkin that's starting out. I haven't seen any others as I look through. Just a huge, huge plant. Lots of blossoms. But that's the only, now this is the second fruit. At least we get 2. Back in here, we got rid of the lilies have passed. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of butternut squash in here. They're running all over the place. Yeah, that's a good one, huh? Don't get too used to it because I'm not giving you that many more. Over here we have what they call asparagus string bean. Oh, this is funny. I had someone here, a woofer, helped me pull everything. We pulled all the stuff we didn't want, but we left the beets. As soon as we left the beets, what did the girls eat? All the leaves off the beets. They didn't bother them until then. Over here we have something called asparagus string beans. And to give you an idea how long they grow, I'm holding this out, you can see that it's about as long as my forearm. They're kind of cool. They're kind of tasty. They go a long way. You chop them up and saute them just like any other string bean. Nib on them, they're good. Now look in here, and maybe you can focus. Let me see if I can put my hand behind it. It does draw a lot of insects. So we figure it must be just very sweet. As I'm nibbling on it, it's tasting good. Plum tree is doing exceptionally well. Let's see if I can see behind the more grapes back here. I've been giving them to the girls, they like them. Back here, we've got the chicken coop. I've got my compost bins. Got some stuff that's waiting for the compost bin. And we have grass clippings that the girls will dig through for several days. Kind of gives them something to do. You may see that there's a butternut squash growing in the chicken run. Apparently don't mind it. But things are looking good here. I mean, I got a great garden this year. Wasn't really anticipating it to be so good, but it is. But I guess that's what you get when you put a little effort in. Really happy about the way things turned out this year. So, in here I'm going to plant some root vegetables. I'm going to plant some more kale, collards, chard. The girls really seem to like the chard. Right, girls? So much for that tomato. That went pretty quick. I don't even think I eat tomatoes that fast. All right, girls. Anybody want to come over and say goodbye? Okay. Someone's getting cranky. Alrighty, we'll see you later. So long from the garden at Little White Dory. This is Bill, signing off till next time. Bye-bye.